Picmeister.
And I'm Flickmaster. And welcome to Picks to Flicks, where we take a look at exactly why it is that comics, graphic novels, and picture books make such wonderful fodder for movies.
Let's take a look today at a picture book that's known for its many firsts. This book also has the distinction of having been adapted as not only a movie, but also a short film. Let's look at Ferdinand the Bull, written by Monroe Leaf and illustrated by Robert Lawson.
In Spain, said the bull, Ferdinand, my life isn't what others have planned. Matadores are craze. I'd rather sniff daisies. He didn't live up to his brand. When they brought him to fight, late in June, to taunting he proved quite immune. He just sat there and dreamed while they ranted and screamed. And he found himself home again soon.
What the heck was that?
Skeletonic summary? You know, rollicking, light-hearted verse, usually in dipodic form. Yeah, maybe not this time. Well, it was random anyway. Moving on. Ferdinand the Bull is probably best known for the controversy surrounding it. It was published in 1936, just after the beginning of the Spanish Civil War, and it quickly went on to become the first book labeled subversive.
Did somebody say subversive?
Well, yes, I was talking about Ferdinand the Bull. Francisco Franco banned it.
Banned it?
Hitler even had the book burned in his country.
Burned? This is a censored book!
Well, I suppose...
You have to let me in this episode!
Wait a second.
But I'm a bibliophile! I talk about censored books!
Well, I know that, but...
Oh, this has unpopular political views! You have to let me review it!
Oh, fine.
So, Ferdinand the Bull was both hated and beloved by many notables of the 1930s. Both Franco and Hitler banned the book for its pacifist message, but the Roosevelts, H.G. Wells, Thomas Mann, and Gandhi praised it. Even with such notable supporters, Ferdinand ruffled the feathers of post-Depression era macho men who thought that the book was trying to turn boys into sissies.
Ferdinand, Ferdinand, oh Ferdinand, Ferdinand. He viewed the occasion so lightly. When the picador missed him, what did Ferdinand do? He kissed him. But never learned to fight. Ferdy is a sissy. Yes, yes.
Ernest Hemingway even penned a parody version of the book called The Faithful Bull. Here's a sample. One time there was a bull whose name was not Ferdinand, and he cared nothing for flowers. He loved to fight, and he fought with all the other bulls of his age, or any age, and he was a champion. He was always ready to fight. He fought wonderfully, and everyone admired him, and the man who killed him admired him the most. Although the book drew so much attention, the author consistently claimed that he did not intend any subversive message when writing it. He wrote it for his illustrator friend Robert Lawson, and he finished the entire book in one afternoon. Despite his intentions, Ferdinand the Bull does promote pacifism, and during the time leading up to World War II, this was an unpopular view in certain countries. Unpopular political views, yes!
Okay, back to our show.
So Ferdinand the Bull was a first politically, but it was also the first modern book to come packaged with merchandise. You could actually have a plush Ferdinand with each copy.
Huh. I think that choice shows how important the illustrations are to this book. As the bibliophile said, Leaf wrote this book for his illustrator friend, Robert Lawson.
That's true. Leaf and Lawson worked closely together on this book and also on its successor, Wee Gillis, which won the 1939 Caldecott Award. Leaf went on after that to work with Dr. Seuss on a wartime piece called This Is Anne, which is about malaria. And Leaf also later worked on a cartoon series called The Watchbirds.
Well, Lawson himself was also very prolific. He is known as one of the few people to actually win a Caldecott Medal and a Newbery Award. While Leaf may not have intended his story to be political in nature, Lawson's illustrations plant a few symbolic seeds of their own. For instance, the anarchist's symbol shown here, and the returning symbol of the vultures. In fact, Disney actually used Lawson's images in their 1938 short, Ferdinand the Bull.
So let's talk about merchandise.
Oh boy.
The short and the book together allowed Disney to capitalize upon his major talent, marketing. Yes, from puzzles to brooches, Ferdinand had it all.
Ferdinand was also Disney's first book published for adaptation. Ferdinand came out only 2 years after the book itself, and only 1 year after Disney's great success with Snow White.
The short featured Don Wilson as the narrator, Walt Disney himself as Ferdinand's mother, and Milt Kahl, a key animator, as the voice of young Ferdinand.
So it makes sense that Disney wanted to purchase this book due to its popularity at the time for adaptation. But let's fast forward to December of 2017. What would cause Fox to want to purchase the adaptation rights for Ferdinand the Bull?
Now that is a very good question. Well, Ferdinand certainly was not a commercial failure in the theaters. In fact, even now, you can look it up, it's about 71% on Rotten Tomatoes. It certainly did not manage to capitalize upon the controversy of the short or the book. That's probably because the theme in the film is about as clear as mud.
Well, expanding the Disney short, which is less than 8 minutes, into a full-length feature film would involve some padding, but the padding in this movie has pretty much suffocated the point.
As Thaddeus McCollum of the Orlando Weekly noted in his review, the film tries to deliver a message about pacifism and being yourself to young kids, but the message it really delivers is that violence is okay, as long as you have an excuse. In Ferdinand's case, that excuse is, without fail, something sharp poking you in the ass. The gag is so overused that it's bound to deliver the message that overreaction is fine and always excused, just what kids need to hear.
Other messages also become lost in the hijinks, including the animal rights message against slaughterhouses, the bulls all get away in the end, so no tears there, and the passive resistance message. They turned Ferdinand's just sitting passively in the middle of the bull ring until even the matador cries in frustration into a role reversal moment, where the matador becomes the bull and Ferdinand becomes the matador. So if it's not meant to be satire and it's not promoting the book's original theme, then what does make this fodder for film?
We have to go back to the book for that one. You see, there's a motto in the bull ring that I think is appropriate for this. Sic semper prosit, or thus always profit. I think that Blue Sky might have been running out of Seuss books.
Well, there are the usual formulas: capers, comedy, characters, everything but the commode.
How's that?
I didn't catch any potty humor.
Huh, well, they made up for it with extra characters. Let's see, hold on. 1 goat, 1 dog, 3 hedgehogs, 3 horses, 5 bulls, 1 little girl, and her father. Sort of. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Don't forget the constantly dying rabbit.
Of course. Memento mori. For kids. You have to give them credit for thinking of the toys they could sell.
Well, to be fair, the voice acting wasn't bad.
Well, no, I guess not. John Cena was okay. David Tennant kept making me think that Scrooge McDuck was in the movie.
True.
But that's star power for you. I mean, why create a character when you can have a persona?
Ooh.
I think we can agree that this movie follows the Disney model of market the hell out of it. And it does so less with a thought of peace in our time and more with a capitalistic mindset.
True. While this is not a bad flick, this is definitely one picture book that did not need to become a movie. Hi everybody, I hope you liked this video. If you did, could you please do us a big favor and like and subscribe?
And please come back and watch our next video, which will be about Night at the Museum.
He's a bull, but relax. He's not prone to fierce attacks. Peaceful Ferdinand. Other bulls trade their blows. He prefers to sniff a rose. Careful Ferdinand. He'll never be a desperado. That doesn't make him Maldonado. Might isn't measured just in a muscle chest. Forced by bully to respond, he sits inside like a bull on Gandhi. Nobody moves 1,000 pounds at rest. As the people often say, a little bull goes a long, long way. Stamping the ground while he snorts and he drools. That's not Ferdinand. He'd rather follow his own set of rules. Noble Ferdinand. Ferdinand, Ferdinand the gentle bull.